Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again. Here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly predictions video for next week's episode of The Walking Dead television series on AMC. This one will be for The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 6, which is called Consumed. And this one will, of course, contain spoilers for anyone who has not seen Episode 5 yet, which is Self-Help. If you guys also haven't seen the sneak peeks or the promo for this one yet, as usual, we've got the usual Walking Dead formula. Links are in the description for the three. First, we'll go over what they are. We'll go over the description, and then I'll give you my thoughts on what I think is going to happen. So, first off, the first promo was shown at the end of the episode, as always, for The Walking Dead, and it's basically Carol and Daryl. You can see them, they're in the car, and this is kind of, is this a flashback sequence? I mean, the whole episode looks like it's kind of a flashback, or it's out of chronological order, not really a flashback, but because at the end of episode 4, we know that Carol was wheeled into the hospital, Dawn's hospital. So as a result, we know that all the events that are going to be occurring in this episode, and it looks like it'll probably be the whole episode, occurred actually previous to what we saw in episode 4. So it's kind of an out-of-time type of situation. And I'll give my thoughts more on that as we go through this video when we get to afterwards. So you can see them chasing after the car, and then in the second sneak peek, or the first sneak peek, actually, we see the car hit a zombie. You can hear a voiceover of them talking about what happened, and Daryl kind of explaining that Beth's tough. She pretty much took care of herself, and that some things happened, and next thing you knew, pretty much she was gone. She was taken, but he saw a car with the same cross on the back of it as they're seeing now. I assume would be for the hospital, some kind of hospital transportation. He also says that the car is getting low, their car, and they're chasing after him. Carol suggests just run them off the road, catch up to them, but it sounds like Daryl doesn't really want to because they're going to run out of fuel, and also if they can track them back without them knowing, and they did kick out the lights, and I'm sure he's going to turn the lights off, so maybe they don't know they're being followed. Maybe Daryl's strategy is to follow them through there and then follow them in afterwards so he can see exactly where the group is. However, I think that the idea of running them off the road does make sense, because if you're able to do that, granted, that's if you have enough gas, but the problem is the more you rev the engine, the more gas you're going to use more quickly, and you might run out of it sooner, versus if you go slower, you might be able to get further. So we don't see anything with regards to Daryl and Carol actually, interacting with or attacking the people that are in that car. So we don't know if they ever catch them. I think it's safe to assume probably that, based on what Daryl said, they probably do run out of gas and they probably lose them. After which, they probably have a rough idea of maybe where it went or something of the sort, and then they're going to try to track them in. However, it's going to be in Atlanta. It's going to be in the city. So there's a million places where they could be in the city. So that said, we also have another sneak peek of Daryl with a body that's wrapped in some kind of white thing, I don't know, and they're burning it. We do see them also going into the back of some kind of van that has some, I think crosses on the back of it. So maybe some kind of hospital van or something. They're in and around the area, I would think, of where Dawn's group actually is. So that's basically all that is shown in terms of the previews and everything. With one other thing with the promo is that she does mention that they can stay there for a while, but eventually they're going to have to fight their way out or something along those lines. And I think that's coming from when they actually have locked themselves into the back of that van. And realize that eventually they're going to have to escape. They're going to have to run and try to fight their way through. Because, of course, as we know about Atlanta, which we saw in the very first season of The Walking Dead, of course, familiar location, it's overrun like crazy, right? As most major cities would be. So the description for this episode, it says, in the Consumed episode, stakes are high when members of the group must go on a rescue mission in a familiar location. Familiar location, Atlanta, makes sense to me. Of course, we see from the previews that obviously that refers to Daryl and Carol. So yeah, check all that info out in the description, guys. If you missed my review for episode 5. The link's in the description to that as well as I'll post an annotation here, boom, when I get a chance afterwards. That said, okay, now to give my thoughts on it. So that's everything that's going on. It's a strange order in terms of sequence that they're doing this. They've decided to, in this case with The Walking Dead, in episode 4, they go through with Beth. They go through the whole time skip with her, right up to the point where Carol is wheeled in at the end of the episode. So a lot of time must have passed because as we see with Daryl and Carol, it looks like they go at night, then it's day, so they're at least looking for a day or two minimum. You've got them, sleeping and doing different things, fire and all that. So this isn't like a one-day type, afternoon type thing. You've got some time passing there as they've left to find her, of course. Makes sense because Rick's group has been dealing with the hunters, and Daryl has just arrived back. So in a lot of ways, this one is very out of chronological order, and I'm very surprised they went the route they did with this season, where if you think about the end of episode 3, Daryl arrives, right? And now we're in episode 6, and it's Daryl out with Carol. So it's just a strange order. Now, I can understand why up to episode 3, they went with the idea of getting the Hunter storyline over with rather than letting it delay, because they want to build up hype for the season. They want to start off the season strong, not just have a strong premiere, but they want to have at least 3 episodes or 4 episodes that are really strong, which they've done in the past before. They did that in season 3. We had Killer Within, which was early this season, really getting the season off to a great start, right? So that makes sense to that point. But what I don't see why you would go for a whole episode with Beth, which a lot of people didn't like that episode very much, and then show Carol there, and then kind of come back to it in episode 6. It's just it's a strange choice. And then of course episode 5, nobody appears in that episode aside from Abraham's group, which I really like that episode, by the way. I thought that was an excellent episode, and that one makes sense. But I would think in terms of timing, it would make more sense if you split the Beth episode with the Daryl and Carol episode, and you switch back and forth, rather than having an entire episode with Beth, which a lot of people didn't like. I personally thought it was pretty good. I thought it was okay. I liked it. But a lot of people didn't, and I saw that feedback in the channel. I saw many comments. People hated the episode. So I would think it'd make more sense if you cut that episode in half. You cut this episode in half that we're going to see with Daryl and Carol. You mash them together, and by the end of the episode, Carol gets wheeled in after we see the battle unfold, so to speak, or what happens with them. So between Daryl and Carol and and Dawn's officers, Dawn's group. So personally, I wonder why that is. Maybe we'll see a reason in episode 6 as to why they didn't do that, why they did it out of chronological order in this way. But it certainly did lead to episode 4 being pretty slow, and then this episode should probably be pretty exciting. Because if you think about it, you've got the 2 of them going in, 2 of the toughest characters in the Survivor group, probably the toughest female or the trickiest female overall. Michonne's real tough with a sword, but Carol's really sly. She's really tricky and really sly, as we got to see in the beginning at Terminus. So very tough. And then, of course, Daryl, the guy destroyed a tank, for God's sakes. We don't need to explain that. But you've got the 2 of them, 2 of the toughest characters, maybe not the toughest, you can argue that, but 2 of the toughest, for sure, we can all agree. Characters going in trying to rescue Beth, trying to save Beth, so to speak. So I am really excited for the episode. I really enjoyed episode 5, and the season is off to an absolutely incredible start. Let me know what you guys think about this episode concentration. So one episode concentrates on one group, another episode concentrates on another group. Some people hated it in season 4 when they did it, when the groups all split and we had a lot of episodes concentrating on certain groups. But it does allow them to fill out a 16-episode season a lot more easily than I think they would if they had the group always together, that type of thing. I think it would make sense if they chopped them up more, rather than having a whole episode with just one group, which made sense for the Abraham episode because you had flashbacks too. So, him and Eugene, that made sense. You kind of had to do it there, and it was a great episode. But I think for some of these others, they might benefit from splicing and putting them together. That said, back to predictions. Obviously, we know how it all turns out. Carol gets wheeled in. So, of course, she doesn't save Beth. They don't succeed. That's obvious. Daryl has to head back. I'm assuming my prediction is, by the end of the episode, Daryl runs into Noah as Noah's escaping. he takes Noah with him, and they both go back to Rick's group together after Carol is captured because Daryl realizes it's a suicide mission. He's going to need reinforcements to break into the place. He's going to need the rest of Rick's group. And we'll see if maybe Abraham's group gets back in time to join them. I would assume they're not going to, but maybe we could see those two groups meet again before the end of the mid-season. Maybe they can help out in the fight against Don's group. So it should be an awesome episode, man. It looks good, and I love to see cityscapes like this. The Walking Dead is always visually very stunning. It looks really, really good, and we've seen some kind of Daryl and Carol scenes of this in pictures that were released even before this season. So it also points out there's only 3 episodes left. Oh, it hurts. Only 3 episodes left already, man. It's like the break's almost here. It's like, damn it. But at least we're going to get the mid-season finale, which should be good. I'm predicting the mid-season finale should be a big, throwdown between Don's group and Rick's group. I don't think we'll be past Don's group by the mid-season finale. I think we're going to see it all build up to a big mid-season finale war episode. It should be good. This is war. It may even go on past that. Maybe only part of it, and then maybe a cliffhanger, and we'll see it continue in episode. Would that be episode 9? That'd be episode 9 and 10. I guess we'll have to see how it all goes down. But in terms of predictions, I'm predicting end of the episode. The whole episode focuses on them, basically, with the end of the episode, Carol getting captured, Daryl grabbing. No, I always call him Narrow. Daryl grabbing Noah, and then the two of them going back to Rick's camp at the church, and the rest to get reinforcements have arrived. So let me know what you guys think about all of that. Do some predictions yourself. It looks like it should be an awesome episode. I always love seeing Daryl and Carol, so for me, awesome episode. 2 of my favorite characters in all the Walking Dead TV series and comic book series. So can't wait. Really excited for it as always. And darn, man, it's going by so fast. So well, I guess when the first half of the season ends, we can always watch it over again because it's been bananas so far. It's been really, really good. Only one slow episode, which is episode 4, and I still even like that episode. So incredible half season, maybe the best season we'll ever have. I mean, I guess we'll have to see how the rest of season 5 goes, but it's off to an amazing start so far, and it could be the best season we've had yet. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all that. Post your video predictions below in the comments. However, if anybody gets a leaked script or leaked spoilers from people that are involved with filming and involved with actual close to the location, please keep them to yourself. What we're doing here is we're doing predictions. We're having some fun. We don't necessarily want to know the script. Sometimes people just post the script. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. This is going to happen. All you do is ruin it for us when we're trying to have fun with guessing what's going to happen based on what we've seen so far, not spoiler territory. So please keep your official leaked information to yourself. Please. Rumors are fine. If it's not confirmed, those are fine. Anyway, yeah, if you guys missed my review, like I said, click that. Link's also in the description. Check it out. You definitely want to watch it for episode 5. And, of course, if you're new to the channel, you want to get these videos daily in your subscriber feed. It's really easy. Just click the button, subscribe. And, please like the video, guys. As always, you know what to do. Share it, favorite it. Always helps me out, helps me support the channel, keeps me doing what I'm doing. You guys are great. I know I don't even have to ask at this point. And, I'll see you guys for the top 5 best moments of episode 5 tomorrow. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. See you tomorrow for the next one. As always, it's Trev. Same peace.